Good morning to all. Welcome to chemistry class. Today we shall discuss the assignment of chapter 1 and chapter 2 given to you. Hello students, continue with the assignment. Come to the second chapter, that is acid, base and salt. So let's discuss the first assignment. First question, you have to distinguish between acid and base. Acids are those substances which when dissolved in water produce hydrogen or hydronium ions, and bases are the substances which when dissolved in water produce hydroxyl ion. Second is acid base indicators. These are the substances whose color get changed on the addition of small amount of acid or base. For example, phenolphthalein is an acid base indicator whose color in acidic solution is colorless and in basic it is pink. Olfactory indicators are those substances whose odor changes or smell changes upon the addition of small amount of acid or base in it. For example, clove oil, onion, vanilla essence, etc. Come to the second question. When you will treat zinc granules with HCl, the hydrogen gas will be produced and the reaction is Zn plus 2HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. When zinc granules are added to the sodium hydroxide solution, sodium zincate will be formed and your balanced equation will be Zn plus 2NaOH gives Na2ZNO4 plus H2. Na2ZNO4 is sodium zincate. Come to the third question. Confirmatory test for hydrogen gas. When a burning splinter is brought near the mouth of the gas, if it produces pop sound, then that gas is hydrogen. Second is your carbon dioxide gas. When the carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water, it turns it milky. This is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Now, come to question number 4. When we will pass the carbon dioxide gas through lime water and carbon dioxide gas in small amount, then it will turn lime water into milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. The reaction will be CaOH twice plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus water. But when this carbon dioxide is passed in excess, then milkiness disappears and the solution becomes clear due to the formation of calcium bicarbonate, and the equation will be CaCO3 plus water plus CO2 gives CaHCO3 whole twice. Come to the next question. Neutralization reactions are those in which the acid reacts with acids reacts with base to form salt and water. For example, sodium hydroxide NaOH when treated with HCl acid, then it results into the formation of NaCl salt and water. Now come to question number 6. With the help of a suitable example, you have to show that metal oxides are basic oxides and non-metal oxides are acidic. Student, come to the basic oxides. When you treat calcium oxide with HCl, then it results into the formation of CaCl2 plus water. This is an example of neutralization reaction, which shows that metal oxide, that is calcium oxide, is basic in nature. Now, if we look at the reaction, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice, when treated with carbon dioxide, CO2, which is non-metal oxide, then it forms CaCO3 salt, calcium carbonate plus water. This is also a neutralization reaction, which shows that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Come to the question 7th. Acid and bases conduct electricity because in the solution they produce hydrogen and hydroxyl ions respectively. That's why. But glucose and alcohols, they do not produce hydrogen or hydroxyl ions. That's why they do not conduct electricity. Come to question 8. Actually, students, dry hydrogen chloride gas, it does not produce hydrogen ions. Therefore, it is not acidic in nature. Hence, it will not change the color of blue litmus paper. Now come to question number 9. Define alkali. The bases which are soluble in water that can be defined as alkalis. For example, sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, etc. Next question is, you have to explain in detail how the dilution can be carried out. Student, listen it carefully. The dilution of concentrated acid is highly exothermic reaction. the heat produced is so large that the solution may splash out, or the glass beaker in which the dilution is carried out may break due to excessive heating. Hence, to slow down the exothermic reaction, dilution of concentrated acid is always done by taking sufficient amount of water in a beaker and adding concentrated acid into it slowly with stirring. Thus, we always dilute an acid by adding acid into water and not water to the acid. Now come to the last question of the first assignment. HCl is considered as a stronger acid because when dissolved in water, it will produce large amount of hydrogen ions, where the acetic acid, it will produce only a smaller amount of hydrogen ions. That's why it is considered as a weak acid. Well, students, come to assignment 2 of chapter 2nd. First, you have to define universal indicator. Universal indicator is a mixture of number of indicators. It shows different colors at different pH values. Your second definition is pH scale. It is a scale which tells to how much extent the solution is acidic or basic. Mathematically, pH is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, that is pH equal to minus log molar concentration of H positive ion. Your third definition is water of crystallization. It can be defined as the number of fixed water molecules attached to the one formula unit of the salt. For example, blue vitriol, CuSO4 dot 5 water. 5 water is the water of crystallization. Come to question number 2nd. You are provided with pH values of the 4 solutions. First solution has 2, second has 12 pH, third has 7, and fourth has 5 pH. Now, out of these, the most acidic solution is A, whose pH is 2, and most basic solution is solution B, whose pH is 12, and the solution which is neutral is C, whose pH is 7. Now come to question number 3rd. What are antacids? Antacid, these are the mild bases which remove the acidity from the stomach. For example, baking soda, milk of magnesia, etc. Next question is, what is the role of pH in tooth decay? And you have to explain how it can be prevented. Students, be careful while you have to listen this. The enamel on our teeth, it is the hardest substance, and chemically it is made up of calcium phosphate, which is insoluble in water. Now, when the pH in our mouth falls below 5.5, the dissolution of calcium phosphate starts, that is, tooth decay begins. Acid is produced in the mouth due to the degradation of sugar and food particles by the bacteria present in the mouth. Now, this excess acid can be removed by cleaning the teeth with a good quality toothpaste. These toothpastes are alkaline in nature and neutralize the excess acid present in the mouth. Thus, we can check the quality of the toothpaste by finding its pH. Now, come to the question number 5th. Actually, the color of blue vitriol, that is CuSO4 dot 5 water, it is blue in color. It is hydrated salt. Due to 5 water of crystallization, it is blue in color. But when you will heat it, 5 molecules of water, they gets evaporated and it will form anhydrous salt CuSO4, which is colorless. So what will be the equation? The equation is CuSO4 dot 5 water. On heating, it gives CuSO4, which is white in color, plus 5 water. Now come to question number next. Why the baking powder is added to the dough for making breads and cakes? So actually, students, On heating, sodium bicarbonate decomposes to give out carbon dioxide, which causes the bread or cake to rise and make them highly porous. The function of tartaric acid is to neutralize sodium carbonate formed during heating, as otherwise the cake or bread will taste bitter. Now come to the question 7th. Plaster of Paris, it should be stored in moisture proof container, because otherwise POP, that is plaster of Paris, will react with water molecules and results into the formation of a hard substance called gypsum. So in order to avoid it, we have to keep it in moisture proof container. Your last question of this assignment, you have to write chemical name. Caustic soda, first is caustic soda. Its chemical name is sodium hydroxide. Second, its chemical formula, it is NaOH. Its preparation, it is prepared by chloralkali process. So the equation will be NaCl plus water. On passing electricity through it, you will get caustic soda NaOH plus two gases will be produced, Cl2 plus H2. And its two uses are first used in paper industry, second in the manufacture of soaps and detergent. Now come to the second compound, baking soda. Chemical name is sodium bicarbonate. Formula is NaHCO3 and its preparation method is by Solvay process. In Solvay process, you have to pass ammoniated carbon dioxide through brine, that is NaCl plus water plus ammonia NH3 plus carbon dioxide CO2. It will give baking soda, that is NaHCO3 plus ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl. Its two uses you can give that it can be used for fire as an fire extinguisher and as an antacid. Come to the third, bleaching powder. Chemical name is calcium oxychloride. Chemical formula is CaOCl2. Its preparation, CaOH twice, that is slaked lime. You have to pass chlorine gas through it plus Cl2. It will give bleaching powder CaOCl2 plus water. Its uses are it can be used as a bleaching agent, and its second use is it can be used as an oxidizing agent. Come to the next compound, washing soda. Its chemical name is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Formula is Na2CO3.10 water and its preparation same. It can be prepared by Solvay process. In first equation, you will get sodium bicarbonate as we have discussed. In second equation, sodium bicarbonate on heating will give NaHCO3, on heating gives Na2CO3 plus water plus CO2. This in third equation, Na2CO3 will react with 10 water molecules and form washing soda, that is Na2CO3.10 water. Its two uses can be used in the laundry for cleaning of clothes and in removing permanent hardness of the water. Next, last compound is your plaster of Paris. Its chemical name is calcium sulfate hemihydrate and its chemical formula is CaSO4 dot half water and its preparation is from gypsum. You have to heat gypsum at 100 degrees Celsius, that is CaSO4 dot 2 water. On heating you will get POP, CaSO4 dot half water plus 3/2 water molecules. And its two uses you can give, it can be used in making toys, in making the surface smooth, and it is used for setting fractured bones in the right position. So that's all for the students. So I hope you will get all these assignments. If you have further any query, you can personally